Hey guys, welcome back to Let's EDUTAIN. This is Nikita. Without any further late, let's get started today's. As you have saw the thumbnail, so today we are going to discuss about 8th class social quick short notes for TET, DSC or TRT part 2. The points that are going to tell you are very important and examination point of view. So listen carefully for what I am saying. So let's get started. Firstly, fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene extracted from mineral oils called crude petroleum. Almost anything which we obtain naturally from under the earth, which is not in the form of plants or animals, is called a mineral. Almost anything which we obtain naturally from under the earth is a mineral. Resources which can be generated, renewable resources like for example wood and water. We can generate them if at all they are they are finished. Like if the wood get what we say, we can plant trees and we can produce more wood, right? So in the same way, such resources are called as renewable resources. The resources which cannot be generated are known as non-renewable resources. These are also known as finite resources. For example, coal, petroleum. These are the non-renewable resources. The only gold mine in India is the Kolar Gold Fields, which is also known as KGF, the Kolar Gold Fields. Now let us discuss about some important minerals and their uses, starting with iron ore. Hematite, magnetite, iron ore deposits are available in our state. Like hematite and magnetite, iron ore deposits are available in our state. They are mainly used in steel, pelletization, sponge iron, pig iron industries. It's actually exported to Japan. What iron ore it is? It is exported to Japan. Next, mica. It's a shiny mineral used in electrical and electronic industry. It comes in thin layers. Actually, it comes in thin layers and it is a non-conductor of electricity. Next, limestone. Limestone is used in cement, carbide, iron and steel, soda ash, chemical, sugar, paper, fertilizer and glass industry companies. Limestone is generally used in such companies and these products. Next, granite. It is used in cutting and polishing industry, decorative panels and monuments and flooring panels. So granite is used for such purposes. Moving on, manganese. Manganese is used in potassium permanganate, ferroalloys, iron and steel, batteries, chemicals, ceramic and glass industry. Next, barytes. It is a group of ores from which barium element is extracted. It is used for industrial and medical purposes. Barytes used in drilling deep holes for petroleum and natural gas. Next, feldspar. It is one of the raw materials used in making of glass and ceramic ware like wash basins we can say and etc. In Telangana, scattered medium grade iron ore deposits are in Bayaram Reserve Forest. Float iron deposits are in Revenue and Patta lands of Mahbubabad. Low grade scattered iron ore deposits are in Peddapalli and Manchiryal districts. Vast limestones deposit like cement industries. These are used in cement industries and these are present in Nalgonda, Manchiryal, Vikarabad and Peddapalli districts. Tan brown granite deposit is present in Karimnagar district and Tandoor blue limestone slab, which is also known as Shabad stone, is present and available in Vikarabad district. Uranium deposits are present in Lambapur, Pulicharla, Nammapuram and Yellapuram villages of Nalgonda district. And Telangana, it is the only state in southern India which contains vast deposits of coal and mined by SCCL, which is Singareni Collieries Company Limited. It is a public sector unit. Open cast mining, it is generally making large pits and extracting minerals. Underground mining, it is by building underground tunnels to mine minerals. There are basically two types of mines. Those are open cast mining and underground mining. By using these both, we generally extract coals we can say. Next, new national mineral policy in 1993, government allowed private companies to lease mines and operate them. Remember the years and whatever the policy and whatever the company and whatever the nation or state. Moving on, Mines in Telangana are operated by SCCL, which is Singareni Collieries Company Limited. This company was initially set up by a private British mining company in 1886, later purchased by Nizam of Hyderabad in 1920. SCCL, which is currently operating 15 open cast and 35 underground mines in 4 districts, and it is giving employment for nearly 65,000 people according to 2015 year. Next, Bell Code Board. Actually, there are some what we can say, we should be very careful in the employees who are working in SCCL should be very careful regarding their health issues and such a, because it is very dangerous in working those underground mines and etc. So there is a bell code board which you can see here. If it is one bell rings, it's been stops. If it two bells, so వదులుతూ ఉంటారు. 3 bell rings నెమ్మదిగా వదులుతూ ఉంటారు. If 4 bell rings, it's లాగుతారు. 10 bell rings, it is just like ప్రమాదం అన్నట్టు. Next, coal seam, which means coal layer. It's painted with dolomite to prevent oxidation and degradation of coal and to enhance reflection so that sunlight can come into those mines. Below 45 years, checkups for every 5 years. So as I have told you, those mine workers who works are, they inhale the poisonous gas which results in some respiratory problems, diseases we can say. So for every 5 years, below 45 years, there is a regular checkup. So above 45 years, there is a regular checkup for every 3 years. Jalagam Vengalrao open cast mine is located in Sattupalli, Khammam district. Open cast mining started at Sattupalli in 2005. Shovel and bulldozers are first used to remove topsoil or overburden or rocks. Every day about 10,000 tons of coal is mined and transported from JVR open cast mine, which is Jalagam Vengalrao. System of exchanging goods directly against other goods without the use of money is barter system. Like here we use generally money in order to buy something, but in previous and ancient days there is a barter system in which they exchange goods directly against other goods without the use of money. For example, if we have rice, they'll give jowar, and we both exchange with each other. Next, in Roman period, basant, it is a gold coin, it is the standard currency. In Mauryan period, it is pana, a silver coin, it is a standard currency in Mauryan period. Next, hundis, it is a system of paper money which we are using in currently. Now let us see the early bankers in India. Actually, it is dark, so lightly you can listen my voice and understand. So let us discuss about early bankers in India. First is Jagat Seths of Bengal, Shahs of Patna, Arunji and Nathji of Surat, and Chettiars of Madras. These are the early bankers in India which they have profited a lot by the system of banks and hundis. In 1606, Amsterdam was a major trading center in Europe. Commercial banks are the banks. Generally, it is a financial institution that provides services like loans, certificates of deposits, etc. to its customers. Cash deposit, it is the money that people keep in the banks. The main money generally people keep in the banks is known as the cash deposit. Saving deposit or savings account is one can withdraw savings or the saved money anytime one want. Okay, this is about saving deposit. Next, BSBDA, which means Basic Saving Bank Deposit Account. Next, PMJDY, it is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It is a scheme, is the latest mega scheme initiated by the government of India in 2014. Actually, it provides RuPay debit card and 1 lakh instant accident insurance coverage and overdrafting facility. Next, we shall discuss about small account. If BSBDA, which is Basic Saving Bank Deposit Account, is on the basis of KYC, which is Know Your Customer norms, it is said to be a small account. Total credits in such account should not exceed 1 lakh rupees in a year. Whatever the small account we have, the amount in a year must not exceed 1 lakh rupees. Maximum balance in the account should not exceed 50,000 rupees at any time. Okay, maximum balance in the account should not exceed 50,000 at any time in a small account. Total amount of debits including cash withdrawal and transfer must not exceed 10,000 in a month in a small account. It is valid for 12 months initially, which may be extended by another 12 months if person provides proof of having applied for an officially valid document. So this is the whole thing about small account. Next, current account. Anyone can withdraw money multiple times. Transactions can be made by way of check. Here, generally, current account is used by businessmen and those who, what we can say, those who want to withdraw or transfer money daily or multiple times in a day. So, such type of individuals generally use current account, and transactions can be made by a way of check as they withdraw or deposit uh, a large amount of money. So the transaction can be done by the way of check, so it will be safe and secure. Next, fixed deposit, also known as term deposit, cannot be withdrawn from the bank for a fixed period of time. Generally we hear the term of fixed deposit, we have to fix certain amount on our daughter's name, we generally listen now. So this is about fixed deposit or term deposit. Rate of interest is higher on a fixed deposit. In a fixed deposit, rate of interest is higher compared to other deposits. DD, which is demand draft, is a method used by an individual or a bank to transfer money from one bank to another. The interest earned on loans by the bank is the source of revenue. For the banks, the interest what they gain from us, the individuals, is the source of their revenue. Next, EMI, which is equi-monthly installment. It is a certain amount of money deducted from salary every month. Generally, we observe the employees generally have EMIs. They buy a flat or a vehicle in the EMI, and every month some amount is deducted from their salary. So such method, or we can say it is EMI. Next, ATM. It is not anytime money or anytime music. It is automated teller machine which is used to withdraw the amount. Next, Henry Ford from USA started the assembly line method of production to produce more cars quickly. We shall see the impact of technology in increase of production. In the year 1961 and 75, the production of food grains in India is about 101 million tons, whereas in 1976 and 1990, it is 157 million tons, whereas in 1991 and 2009, it is about 229 million tons of food grains. We can see how the technology has improved the production in all the areas, especially in agriculture field. Next, harvesting paddy fields. CH means combined harvester. See, for example, if there is a land and we want to harvest it, the combined harvester take 1 hour in order to harvest 1 acre of land. But whereas manually, if the human beings do that, it take about 4 days for 5 laborers to harvest 1 acre of land, and it takes 2 days for 5 laborers to complete that 1 acre of land. So we can see the combined harvester is very efficient in doing such harvesting and agricultural things. The British introduced power loom production in India. The British have introduced power loom production in India. Next, let us see what is a power loom unit. In a power loom unit, we have small number of workers and they work in shop sheds or homes. Generally, they produce low or average quality cloth, and there is a wide variety of fabrics are available or produced like shirting, suiting, sari, dhoti, sheetings, towels, cheddar, furnishing, shawls, blankets, etc. And these are generally made out of cotton, blended, synthetic, silk and wool yarn. Next, we shall discuss about mills or factories. They have hundreds of looms, tens and hundreds of workers in different sections, and they generally produce very high quality cloth. This is the basic difference between the mills, which are also known as factories, and power loom units. Transplantation, harvest of paddy is the only time when laborers can demand better wages. Textile industry, it is the second largest employer after agriculture in India. As we all know, 70% of the people of India profession or occupation is agriculture. So, following it, textile industry is the second largest employer after agriculture in India. In 1940, there are 40,000 power looms. At present, there are 5 lakh power loom units, which is 23 lakh power looms in India. For one unit, we have 1 to 8 looms. Generally, these are present in Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Gujarat. In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we have 50,000 power looms, and this due to this power looms, 60 lakh people are getting their employment. You can see how much it is. What we can say, it is providing the employment for such people. Next, India's telecommunication is the third largest in the world. After few countries, our India is the third largest. There are 50 lakh subscribers in 2001 and 92.9 crore subscribers in May 2012. Mobile connections are 20 times more than landlines. In 1995, mobile phone facilities were used for the first time. In 1995, mobile phone facilities were used for the first time. Until 2002, both receiver and phone caller have to pay. See, now we are those who want to call, the caller should have balance, the receiver might not have. But as we have some restrictions now, there is low incoming balance, so it is secondary. In 2002, until 2002, both the person who calls or who receives a call must have to pay the amount. In 2003, those who calls only have to pay. In 1994, if the person want to talk 3 minutes to the person who is 500 kilometers away from the person, they should pay 28 rupees. In 2003, it had come down to 2.40 to 4.80. India is the fourth largest producer of medicines in the world and also a large exporter of medicines. India has the largest number of medical colleges in the world. Approximately 15,000 new doctors qualify every year. In 1950, there are 2,717 government hospitals in India, whereas in 1991 there are 11,174. Comparing to 2000, it is 18,218. So we can see how the hospital field is developing. So now let us discuss about healthcare facilities. Basically, there are two. First one is public health services and second is private health services. Now let us discuss about ASHA, which is ASHA. Its full form is Accredited Social Health Activities. It generally a village level volunteer who helps people in getting health services. So ASHA generally it's a village level volunteer who helps people in getting health services. Anganwadi center in the village serves as a center to provide nutrition and immunization services to young children. Now let us discuss one by one about sub-center or the mandal level center, district level hospital. So first we shall discuss about sub-center. For every village there will be a sub-center, and for every 5,000 people there will be a sub-center, and for 30,000 people there will be a PHC, which is primary health center. It is generally on mandal level. Next CHC, which is community health center, and in this hospital it contains 30 beds. Okay, the hospital must contain 30 beds. Next, divisional level, which is also known as area hospital. In divisional level we have area hospital, and in that hospital we generally have 100 beds. And among all, we have head of the hospital, we can say it is district hospital. Now let us discuss about private health services. RMP, which is registered medical practitioner. We generally observe RMP in rural areas. 108 reaches in time to provide first aid in emergency cases. Generally 108 is very famous, and it gives first aid and also give in some extra medical care, we can say. Next, 104, it provides monthly visits to rural areas for health checkups and provide medicine and etc. Barely 20% of the population can afford the cost of medicines that they require during an illness. We can see how drastic it is. 40% of people admitted to hospital have to borrow money or sell some of their possessions to pay their expenses. 40% of people. Next, right to life in the constitution is for all people. Right to life in the constitution is for all people. Freedom from hunger or malnutrition is a basic human right and a fundamental prerequisite for human and national development. According to WHO, which is World Health Organization, poor nutrition contributes to 1 out of 2 deaths, which is 53%, associated with infectious diseases among children below 5 years in developing countries. In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, 33% of children below 5 years of age were characterized as underweight, 31% of women and 25% of men are undernourished in Telangana and AP. BCG, which is Beckley Calmette Guerin, it is a vaccine for TB, which is tuberculosis. It is given tuberculosis patient. It is given on the left arm. Next, DPT, which is diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, is given in the buttock or in the thigh along with 2 drops of polio vaccine in the month. This is usually given as 3 doses at 1.5, 2.5 and 3.5 months, but can be given later. It is according to that edition, but at current it has changed. If the question comes, we have to go according to textbook only. Next, measles vaccine, front part of thigh, it is given in front part of the thigh in 9 months along with 1 ml of vitamin A orally. Okay, this is about measles vaccine. At 18 months of age, booster dose of DPT and OPV, which is oral polio vaccine, are given along with another dose of vitamin A. Now it is 2 ml instead of 1 ml. Previously we have given 1 ml of vitamin A. Now we have to give 2 ml of vitamin A. Arogyasri scheme was started as a medical insurance scheme to white card holding families, which is ration card, for treatment that requires hospitalization. Zamindars, these are the houses. Zamindars houses were like small forts called as Gadi in Telangana. They acted as the intermediators between the government and the peasants, which are small farmers. Zamindars owned land on which laborers worked, called as self-cultivated land or Khudkshat lands. Landlord owners the zamindars who gave their land to peasants either for a share of the produce or a fixed rent. Landowners are the zamindars who give their land to peasants either for a share of the produce or a fixed rent. Those are considered as the landlords and వాళ్ళని భూస్వాములు అంటాము. The peasants who cultivate their lands as tenant cultivators. East India Company introduced the permanent settlement in 1973 when Cornwallis was the Governor General. Remember the names, guys. East India Company introduced the permanent settlement in 1973 when Cornwallis was the Governor General. As Zamindars were given power to collect revenue, so it is called as Zamindari settlement. Thomas Munro was appointed as the Principal Collector of Bellary, Anantapur, Kadapa and Kurnool districts in November 1800. Palegars are the petty chiefs. Rayat means cultivator. Rayatwari means peasant tenure. Rayatwari system was a land revenue system in British India, which allowed the government to directly deal with the cultivator, means Rayat, for revenue collection and gave the peasant freedom to seed or acquire new land for cultivation. And this was introduced by and devised by Thomas Munro. Actually, zamindars used to collect the revenue from the small farmers and they give that revenue to the government. In that process, the government unable to gain the profit. So this Rayatwari system, what it is, they collect the revenue, land revenue directly from the small farmers, so they can able to know which crop has to be grown in which type of soil, so they can be able to get the more profit rather than those zamindari settlement. Actually, this was devised by Thomas Munro. Sir Arthur Cotton built an aneckut across river Godavari river at Dhavaleshwaram and was completed in 1849. An aneckut was built over Krishna river at Vijayawada in 1854. After 1857, Kurnool Kadapa Canal was built to bring water to Rayalaseema. Actually, this Sir Arthur was famous for he's actually an engineer. He built such irrigations, dams we can say. Next, Ganjam famine. It is the famine where thousands of people died of hunger in Ganjam, which is a district of Odisha, occurred during 1865 to 66. So this is about Ganjam famine, which is located or a district of Odisha. Vetti means work without wages. We generally say Vetti Chakri, right? So it is working without wages. Jagirdars, Samsthanamdars, Inamdars are the subordinates. chieftaincies who ruled like independent chiefs. Next, Peshkash, it is a small pot of revenue given by landlords to Nizam. In Hyderabad state, 1500 jagirs spread over 6535 villages, 14 samsthanams over 497 villages, and 1400 villages are under personal jagir, means like a survey cast. The Hyderabad government, or we can say those kings, Nizam rulers only can able to lead those 1400 villages. We call it as surf a khas. Next, doras, who are large landlords. Next, gadi are the doras lived in large fortified houses. The houses in which doras live are called as gadi. In Telangana, Mehboob Nagar and Nalgonda districts, there are 550 doras who owned more than 1000 acres of land. Vishnuri Ramachandra Reddy and Janna Reddy Pratapareddy owned about 1 lakh acres of land. My god. Next, famous peasant movements were Deccan riots of 1860s, Ramappa Fitairis, Mopilla agitations, which had taken organized forms. In 1920 to 22, the peasants of Awadh, which is in Uttar Pradesh, took out huge processions. In 1866, Dadabhai Naoroji organized East India Association in London. Indian National Congress, which is also known as INC, was first session is at Bombay in December 1885. INC was presided over by W.C. Banerjee and attended by 72 delegates from different parts of India. Kadambari Ganguly, she is the first woman graduate from Calcutta. In 1886, delegates to the Congress numbering 1436 were elected. In 1886, delegates to the Congress numbering 436 were elected. Swadeshi movement started around 1903. In 1903, Swadeshi movement was started. The government partitioned Bengal in 1905 on 16th October. The government partitioned from West Bengal to East Bengal in 1905 on 16th October of 1905. Jamshedji Tata of Bombay opened his famous steel plant in Bihar during this Swadeshi movement only. The slogan Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. This is the slogan which was given by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. The slogan Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it slogan was given by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Extremist nationalist called as the earlier strategy by early nationalist, we can say as mendicancy. Mendicancy means begging for alms, which is dharmam. Okay, those extremist nationalists called the earlier strategy as mendicancy. In 1915, when Tilak came back from his exile and joined hands with Annie Besant to launch a movement for home rule. Actually, previously, as we all know, the British have arrested in jail for the freedom fighters, right? So when the Tilak has got arrested and when he came back from his exile, he joined hands with Annie Besant to launch a movement which is home rule. It is happened in 1915. Krishna Patrika was started in Machilipatnam in 1902. Mutnuri Krishna Rao was one of the founders of this Krishna Patrika. From 1902, he associated with it as its sub-editor. In 1907, he became editor and he worked as an editor until 1945, and it is the same year in which he was died. First World War was broke out in 1914 with Britain, France, Russia on one side and Germany and its allies on other side. See, First World War it is happened and for around 5 years. One side it is Germany and its allies, and other side the Britain, France and Russia, in which the Germany was defeated by the Britain, France and Russia. Next, Gandhiji arrived in India in 1915 from South Africa. Gandhiji arrived in India in 1915 from South Africa. In Ahmedabad, Gandhi led a successful mill worker strike in 1918. In Ahmedabad, Gandhiji led a successful mill worker strike in 1918. He launched Champaran campaign in 1917, Kaira protest movement in 1918. Jallianwala Bagh massacre, It is a firing on a meeting of unarmed people at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar in Punjab by General Dyer on 13 people, in which 400 people were killed and thousands were injured. Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood by massacre. Actually, knighthood is a జనరల్ ఏమంటామంటే బ్రిటిష్ కింగ్ ఆర్ క్వీన్ కానీ ఎవరైతే పీపుల్ ఉంటారో సొసైటీకి సర్వ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు మంచిగా చేసిన వాళ్ళకి నైట్హుడ్ అనకు హోదా అని కాదు కానీ ఒక రెస్పెక్ట్లా నైట్హుడ్ అని ఇస్తుంది అన్నట్టు. వాళ్ళని సార్ అని పిలవాలి. నైట్హుడ్ అని ఇచ్చిన అంటే ఆ హోదా అని ఆ రెస్పెక్ట్ లాగా నైట్హుడ్ అని ఏదైతే ఇచ్చారో. సో రవీంద్రనాథ్ ఠాగూర్ ఏం చేశాడంటే ఆ అమృత్సర్ జలియన్ వాలా బాగ్ మసక్కర్ ఏదైతే జరిగిందో దానివల్ల ఈ నైట్హుడ్ అనేది తిరస్కరించాడంట రవీంద్రనాథ్ ఠాగూర్ బై దిస్ Jallianwala Bagh massacre. In the last phase of Indian national movement, Gandhiji adopted chakra as a symbol of Swadeshi. Imports of foreign clothes fell drastically between 1920 and 1922. See, here if we tell detailedly, it will be understand, but I am explaining here the brief notes, whatever I felt important I am giving you. So I am not explaining you the whole lesson, so just concentrate. Forest Satyagraha in Palnati Taluka of Guntur district. Raichoti Taluka is of Kadapa district. RSS, which is Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, it is a Hindu organization and a communist party of India. The National Congress met at Lahore in 1929 under the presidentship of Jawaharlal Nehru. On 26 January, it is observed as Purna Swaraj Day. On March 12, 1930, at Sabarmati Ashram, Ahmedabad, Gandhiji decided to break the government salt laws by manufacturing salt at Dandi, which is a small village on the Gujarat sea coast. The next morning, Gandhi and his 78 companions began the 375-km trek from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. It was covered in 24 days. This is about Dandi March movement or salt movement, civil disobedience movements we can say. So this is about the సాల్ట్. సి యాక్చువల్లీ గాంధీ ఏం చేశారంటే మన బ్రిటిషర్స్ కానీ వాళ్ళు మన కంట్రీ నుండి ప్రొడ్యూస్ తయారయ్యే సాల్ట్ని మన ప్రజల మీదే ట్యాక్స్ ఎక్కువ చేసి చేస్తున్నా అని చెప్పేసి మా సాల్ట్ మేము చేసుకోగలమని హీ హాజ్ స్టార్టెడ్ దిస్ మూమెంట్ విచ్ ఈస్ దండి మార్చ్ వీ కెన్ సే. సో ఇది ఎన్ని రోజులు జరిగిందంటే 24 days. On 6th April 1930, Gandhi reached Dandi, which is the sea coast of Gujarat. The combined struggles of the Indian people bore fruit when the Government of India Act of 1935 prescribed provincial autonomy and government announced elections to the provincial legislatures in 1937. Subhash Chandra Bose had been a Swarajist and a radical nationalist. He organized Indian National Army, which is also known as INA, with the cooperation of Raj Bihari Bose in Burma and Andamans. INA consisted of more than 60,000 soldiers. On 21st October 1943, the Provisional Government of Independent India, which is Azad Hind, was set up in Singapore. On March 18, 1944, the Indian National Army crossed frontiers of Burma and entered India with a slogan, Dilli Chalo. In March 1944, the Indian flag was hoisted in Kohima. On 20 August 23, 1945, Subhash Chandra Bose is reported to have lost his life in an air crash while going from Bangkok to Tokyo. Muslim League announced 16th August 1946 as Direct Action Day. Muslim League announced 16th August 1946 as Direct Action Day. India became independent on 15th August 1947. Pakistan celebrates its Independence Day on 14th August. Moving on, excuse me. Nizam rulers. In 1892, Arya Samaj was established in Hyderabad. Nizam rulers of Hyderabad state were Muslims who spoke Deccani Urdu. By 1941, 9.3% of people of Hyderabad state were illiterate, where 4.3% of women were literate. In other princely states like Travancore, 47.7% is their literacy rate, and in Baroda, 23% is their literacy rate. In Mysore, it was 12.2%. Compared to other states, our Hyderabad state was very poor in literacy at that time. In 1901, Sri Krishna Devaraya Andhra Bhasha Nyayam Nilayam was established in Hyderabad by Komarraju Lakshmanarao along with Nayani Venkatarangaravu and Ravichettu Rangaravu. AMS, which is Andhra Mahasabha, it was formed in 1930. Its founders were Madapati Hanumantaravu, Ravi Narayana Reddy and etc. From 1929, Riot Sangams were established at Nalgonda, Pillamarri, Karimnagar, Pillamarri and Karimnagar and etc. to fight against the exploitation by the Patels, Patwaris, Deshmukhs, revenue and police officials. Hyderabad was integrated into Indian Union in September 1948. The Constitution of India came into force on 26 January 1950. Burgal Ramakrishna Rao was the first Chief Minister of the Hyderabad state. Who is the first Chief Minister of Hyderabad state? Burgal Ramakrishna Rao. Mir Usman Ali Khan is the last ruler of the Hyderabad state. Nizam Sagar, Ali Sagar, etc. were designed by Sir M. Vishweshwaraya. In 1941, the Nizam founded the Hyderabad state. Now it is considered as State Bank of India. It was founded in 1941. In 1924, Madapati Hanumantarao and others formed the Andhra Jana Sangam to establish libraries and reading rooms. A constitution is a set of rules about how the country should be governed. The constitution was drafted by an assembly of elected representatives called the Constituent Assembly. Elections of the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Its first meeting was held in December 1946. Assembly adopted Constitution on 26 November 1949, but it came into effect on 26 January 1950, which we generally celebrate the day it as Republic Day every year. Members of Constituent Assembly elected by members of existing provincial legislatures formed during British rule. The country is governed by cabinet and it is headed by the Prime Minister and the entire government is headed by the President, who is known as the first citizen of the country. Central government is generally consists of two houses. One is Lok Sabha and the other is Rajya Sabha. The members of Lok Sabha are elected by people of India, whereas the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by state assemblies. Country have three levels of democracy. First one is country level, which we call it as parliament, and the second level it is state assembly, and third is district level, which is generally local government, which we call it as panchayati raj system. కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ అమెండ్మెంట్స్ అంటే జనరల్గా కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్లో మనం మార్పులు చేర్పులు చేస్తాం కదా. అప్పుడు చేసిన ఇప్పుడున్న సిచ్యువేషన్కి అనుగుణంగా చేంజ్ చేస్తాము మనం. ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి డన్. అమెండ్మెంట్స్ మస్ట్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్. సో సచ్ చేంజెస్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్లో వీ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ అమెండ్మెంట్స్. టిల్ 2013 అవర్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ అమెండెడ్ 99 times. 2013 వరకు మన కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్లో 99 times అమెండ్మెంట్ చేశారంట. హౌసెస్ ఆఫ్ పార్లమెంట్ 2 houses ఉంటాయి, లోక్సభ అండ్ రాజ్యసభ. లోక్సభ డైరెక్ట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ జరుగుతాయి, అంటే జనరల్లీ డైరెక్ట్ పీపుల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఎలక్ట్ చేస్తారు. రాజ్యసభ ఇండైరెక్ట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ లైక్ స్టేట్ అసెంబ్లీస్ దే జనరలీ ఎలెక్ట్. లోక్సభలో వీ హ్యావ్ 545 లోక్సభ సీట్స్. రాజ్యసభలో maximumగా there will be 250 members and these Rajya Sabha people are elected for a term of 6 years. Uttar Pradesh has 80 constituencies, whereas Meghalaya has 2 constituencies, Telangana 17, and Union Territory of Chandigarh has 1 constituency. So this is the table which shows state wise Lok Sabha constituencies. ఒక్కొక్క స్టేట్కి ఎన్ని కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ సీట్స్ ఉంటాయి లోక్ సభకి, అండ్ ఏ యూనియన్ టెరిటరీకి ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి. సో లార్జెస్ట్ అనేది యూపీ ఉంటుంది, యాజ్ వీ కెన్ సీ హియర్, అండ్ లోయెస్ట్ మేఘాలయకు ఉంటుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ ది టేబుల్ విచ్ షోస్ లోక్ సభ కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ స్టేట్ వైజ్. So there are 2 tables we can see. First table which shows the percentage of voters in various Lok Sabha elections. ఒక్కొక్క ఇయర్లో ఎంత ఓట్ పర్సంటేజ్ జరిగింది. అండ్ సెకండ్ టేబుల్ ఈస్ ది సమ్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ అబౌట్ లోక్సభ ఎలక్షన్స్. యూ బెటర్ take the screenshot and you better read it by yourself so that you get to know clearly. ఫస్ట్ లోక్సభ ఎలక్షన్స్ విచ్ ఇస్ హెల్డ్ ఇన్ 1952. ఏ పార్టీకి ఎన్ని సీట్స్ వచ్చినాయి అనేది మనకు కనబడుతుంది. సో టోటల్గా 489 ఓట్స్ అయితే వచ్చాయి, ఇన్ విచ్ కాంగ్రెస్ వాజ్ లీడింగ్ విత్ 364 సీట్స్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ ది ఫస్ట్ లోక్సభ ఎలక్షన్స్ విచ్ ఈస్ హెల్డ్ ఇన్ 1952. As you can see here, 489 people were elected to the first Lok Sabha. EVM is which is electronic voting machine. ఆ ఓటింగ్ మెషిన్తోని జనరల్గా సింబల్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకి, ఏ పార్టీకి ఏ గుర్తుంటుంది అనేసి దాన్ని మనం చూసి వాళ్ళకి ఆ పర్సన్ క్యాండిడేట్స్కి మనం ఓట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాము బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ ఓటింగ్ మెషిన్. ఎమ్మెల్యేస్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ది స్టేట్స్ అండ్ మెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ బోత్ హౌసెస్ ఆఫ్ ది పార్లమెంట్ elect the president. Both the houses of parliament elect vice president. The government has three main organs. First one is legislative, which is used to make laws. Second is executive, which is used to implement laws and decisions of the parliament. This executive head is, its head is president. And third is judiciary. అండ్ వీ ఆల్సో హ్యావ్ కౌన్సిల్ ఆఫ్ మినిస్టర్స్. మనకు తెలిసిందే డిఫరెంట్ మనకి మినిస్ట్రీస్ ఉంటాయి, లైక్ ఫైనాన్షియల్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్, స్పోర్ట్స్, హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్స్ అని, రైల్వే మినిస్టర్ అని. వీ హ్యావ్ డిఫరెంట్ మినిస్టర్స్, రైట్? ఐ హ్యావ్ ఆల్సో మేడ్ ఏ వీడియో ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ మినిస్టర్స్ అండ్ ఇండియా, అవర్ నేషనల్ లెవెల్ కౌన్సిల్ ఆఫ్ మినిస్టర్స్. యూ బెటర్ చెక్ ఇట్ వన్ సో దట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి యూస్ఫుల్ ఇన్ యువర్ జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండ్ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్. నెక్స్ట్ FIR, విచ్ ఈస్ ఫస్ట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రిపోర్ట్. SHO అంటే స్టేషన్ house officer. He is considered as the officially known as head of the police station. SI ante sub inspector. In case if SHO refuses to file the report, which is station house officer evaraithe untaro, if they refuse the file to report the report, the person can directly go to the DSP or magistrate and file the case. And if not, they can also send it by a post. ఒక కంప్లైంట్లో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయో ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం. ద కంప్లైంట్ కంటైన్ ది ఫాలోయింగ్ పర్టికులర్స్. అడ్రస్ టు SHO ఆఫ్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్. SHO అంటే మనకు తెలిసిందే, హీఈస్ హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ది పోలీస్ స్టేషన్. అండ్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఆఫ్ ది కంప్లైంటెంట్, డేట్, టైమ్ అండ్ ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ అఫెన్స్, డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇన్సిడెంట్, నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ది అక్యూజ్డ్, జెండర్ అండ్ డీటెయిల్స్, అడ్రస్ ఎక్సెట్రా. నెక్స్ట్, నేమ్ ఆఫ్ విట్నెసెస్ ఇన్ హూస్ ప్రజెన్స్ ది యాక్ట్ వాజ్ కమిటెడ్. ప్రేయర్ మీన్స్ టు పనిష్ ది అక్యూజ్డ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు లా ఆర్ సెక్షన్. If known, the section number can also be mentioned. Finally, signature of the complainant, address and details. So these are the details we generally have in a complaint card or complaint, we can say. A person who is accused of serious crimes like murder, bribery, dacoity, etc. may not get bail. Bail అంటే మనకు తెలిసింది, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ది అక్యూజ్డ్. అంటే వాళ్ళు స్టేషన్లో ఉండరు, ఇంట్లోనే ఉండి వాళ్ళు అంటే పోలీస్ స్టేషన్లో కానీ కోర్టులో కానీ ఎప్పుడు పిలిచినా కానీ వాళ్ళు హాజరయ్యి వాళ్ళ ప్రజెన్స్ చేస్తారు అన్నట్టు. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ బెయిల్. ద కోర్ట్స్ డు నాట్ కమ్ అండర్ ది గవర్నమెంట్ అండ్ డూ నాట్ యాక్ట్ ఆన్ బిహాఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది గవర్నమెంట్. ద కోర్ట్స్ డు నాట్ యాక్ట్ ఆన్ బిహాఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది గవర్నమెంట్. ద పోలీస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో నాట్ ఏ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ జ్యుడిషియరీ, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్. పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ది మినిస్ట్రీ ఆఫ్ హోమ్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్. హైకోర్ట్ ఈజ్ ది హైయెస్ట్ కోర్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఏ స్టేట్. సో ఇక్కడ మనము 3 లెవెల్స్ ఆఫ్ కోర్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. అన్నింటికన్నా హెడ్ సుప్రీం కోర్ట్, వాటి కింద హైకోర్టు ఉంటుంది. ఒక్కొక్క స్టేట్కి ఒక్కొక్క హైకోర్టు ఉంటుంది. దాని కింద లోవర్ లెవెల్ కోర్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. సెషన్స్ కోర్ట్ ఉంటుంది ఎట్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ ఫర్ క్రిమినల్ కేసెస్, అండ్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కోర్ట్ ఇంకోటి ఎట్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ ఫర్ సివిల్ కేసెస్. ఈ సెషన్ కోర్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో దానికి స్పెషల్ కోర్ట్ ఉంటుంది, చిల్డ్రన్స్ కోర్ట్ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ ఇంకోటి అసిస్టెంట్ సెషన్స్ జడ్జ్ అండ్ జ్యుడిషియల్ మెజిస్ట్రేట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ క్రిమినల్ కేసెస్ ఎట్ డివిజనల్ లెవెల్. నెక్స్ట్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ లెవెల్ కోర్టు ఇక్కడ ఏంటి క్రిమినల్ లెవెల్లో ఉంటుంది, క్రిమినల్ కేసెస్కి సపరేట్ ఉంటుంది, అండ్ ఫర్ సివిల్ కేసెస్కి సపరేట్గా ఉంటుంది. దిస్ ఈజ్ జూనియర్ సివిల్ జడ్జ్ ఫర్ సివిల్ కేసెస్ ఎట్ డివిజన్ లెవెల్. సో బేసికల్గా 3 లెవెల్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకి కోర్ట్స్లో, సుప్రీం కోర్ట్, హైకోర్ట్ అండ్ లోవర్ లెవెల్ కోర్ట్స్. The POCSO Act, one individual should know what is a POCSO Act. It is the Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act, which is passed in 2012. POCSO Act generally. The law to abolish Zamindari system was passed in 1950s by all the state governments. तो फरमान dated 15 August 1949 Jagirs, including Samsthanams and Maktas, they are like small kingdoms, abolished in 1949. Hyderabad Tenancy Act was passed in 1950 protecting all types of tenants. Hyderabad Enam Lands Abolition Act was promulgated in 1955. Bhudan, which means donating land to landless, on April 18, 1951, Acharya Vinoba Bhave started the Bhudan movement. He received 44 lakh acres of land as donation across the country. And ఎవరు వినోబా భావే మనకు తెలిసిందే ఆచార్య వినోబా భావే. Actually, he started the Bhudan movement across. He what we say, he ఎట్లా మన దేశం మొత్తానికి తిరిగి, అంటే ఎవరెవరికైతే భూములు లేవో వాళ్ళకి భూములు కల్పించడానికి ఈ మూమెంట్ అయితే స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. సో మొత్తం దేశం మొత్తం ఈ మూమెంట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే తిరిగితే అతనికి 44 lakh acres వచ్చింది డొనేషన్ లాగా. అంటే ల్యాండ్ లేని వాళ్ళకి ఈయన ల్యాండ్ ఇచ్చాడు అన్నట్టు. నెక్స్ట్, the Land Sealing Act was passed by the then Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council in September 1972, which came into implementation since January 1975. BMI, which is Body Mass Index, its formula is body weight divided by height into height, where body weight must be in kgs, ever grams lo undaruga. Next, height must be in meters. MNREGA, which is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, was passed in 2005. RTI, which is Right to Information Act, was passed by Parliament in 2005, the same year. 86th Amendment, which is Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act. As a teacher, as an individual, everyone should be aware of this amendment and this act. RTI Act 2009. Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act between the ages of 6 and 14. In 1828, Ram Mohan Roy founded Brahma Samaj. Swami Dayananda Saraswati set up Arya Samaj in 1875. He wrote a book called Satyartha Prakash. His followers in Punjab, they founded Dayanand Anglo-Vedic, which is DAV. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan started Aligarh movement. He established Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental, which is MAO, a college at Aligarh. A college at Aligarh in 1875. Now let us look about minimum ages of marriage. In 1891, it was minimum age was 12 years. In 1829, it came to 14 years according to Sharada Act. In 1978, it was 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys. At present, it has changed, but according to the textbook, it has not changed as it was the old edition. If it edited again, then it will be, for girls, it will be 21 years, and for boys, you comment me in the comment box. Let me know how many of you know that age. Next, Sati. Actually, in previous or ancient days, we know a సతీ సాగమన్ అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. ఎట్లా అంటే హౌస్ వైఫ్ ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో వాళ్ళ హస్బెండ్ చనిపోతే ఈ అప్పర్ క్యాస్ట్లో జనరల్గా వైఫ్ని కూడా ఏదైతే అగ్ని ఉంటుందో, అంటే చితి వేరుస్తారు కదా జనరల్గా, అందులో వైఫ్ని కూడా సజీవనం చేస్తారన్నట్టు. సజీవనం కాదు, అంటే సజీవ దహనం చేస్తారన్నట్టు. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ దట్ థింగ్. సో దిస్ ఏదైతే ఉందో సతీ సాగమన, అది దిస్ వాజ్ ఆఫీషియల్లీ బ్యాన్డ్ ఇన్ 1829. And widow marriage, remarriage law was passed in 1855. Jyotiba set up a school for girls of untouchable caste in 1848. జనరల్గా లోవర్ కాస్ట్ వాళ్ళకి జ్యోతిబా స్కూల్స్ అయితే ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేశాడు in 1848. Satyashodak Samaj was founded by Jyotiba Phule and he wrote a book called Gulamgiri. Narayan Guru preached idea of one jati, one god, one religion for all. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was appointed as the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee nominated by Constituent Assembly. Gandhi called untouchables as Harijans, which means people of God. In 1906, Bhagya Verma started Jagan Mitra Mandali. Arike Ramaswamy founded Sunita Bala Samajam and also Adi Hindu Jatiyonnati Sabha. Ishwari Bhai constructed a school at Chintabhai, Chilakalguda. And one must be very aware of the preamble of the Constitution. We have generally these the terms ఒక్కొక్క టర్మ్ దేని సూచిస్తుంది, దేనికి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇస్తుంది అనేది చూడండి ఒకసారి. వన్స్ యూ టేక్ ఏ స్క్రీన్ షాట్ ఆర్ యూ బెటర్ గూగుల్ ఇట్. We have the terms like we the people of India, republic, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, justice, equality, liberty, and fraternity. So these are the things we generally have in our preamble of our constitution. So guys, this is about 8th class social. Still we have 5 lessons more. I try to post that video as soon as possible. So finally the same. If you like my video, just like it, share it, comment it, and just guys, friends, just do not forget to subscribe to Let's EDUTAIN.